The $9 billion medical scam that fooled everyone. In 2003, a 19-year-old Stanford University sophomore named Elizabeth Holmes walked into her chemical engineering professor's office with an idea that would eventually fool presidents, billionaires, and an entire industry. Holmes claimed she could revolutionize healthcare by running over 200 different medical tests using just a single drop of blood from a finger prick. This wasn't just ambitious, it was physically impossible with existing technology. But Holmes didn't let scientific reality stop her from building what would become the most spectacular fraud in Silicon Valley history. By 2014, her company THERANOS was valued at $9 billion, making Holmes the world's youngest female billionaire at age 30. She graced magazine covers, delivered TED Talks, and convinced some of the most powerful people in America that she had cracked the code on blood testing. The only problem? Her revolutionary technology didn't work. For over a decade, Holmes perpetrated a fraud so audacious and comprehensive that it endangered patients' lives, deceived investors out of hundreds of millions of dollars, and ultimately sent her to federal prison for 11 years. This is the story of how one woman's lies built a fake empire worth billions. Elizabeth Holmes was born into privilege in Washington, D.C. in 1984, the daughter of a former Enron vice president and a congressional committee aide. From childhood, she displayed an unusual obsession with becoming wealthy and famous, telling relatives she wanted to be a billionaire. Holmes enrolled at Stanford University in 2002 to study chemical and electrical engineering, but she was more interested in entrepreneurship than academics. During her sophomore year, she worked in a lab run by Professor Channing Robertson, researching drug delivery systems. It was here that Holmes first encountered the concept of using microneedles for blood testing, which would later form the supposed basis of her revolutionary technology. In 2003, after just 2 years at Stanford, Holmes made the fateful decision to drop out and start her own company. She convinced Robertson to become her first advisor and used his credibility to legitimize her fledgling venture. Holmes initially called her company Real-Time Cures, claiming she would develop a wearable device that could automatically adjust medication levels by monitoring blood chemistry. But when this concept proved too complex, she pivoted to something that sounded simpler but was equally impossible: running comprehensive blood tests using just a tiny drop of blood. Holmes founded Theranos in 2003 with $45,000 from her parents and began the elaborate process of convincing the world that her technology was real. The company name was a combination of therapy and diagnosis, reflecting Holmes's grand vision of transforming healthcare. From the very beginning, Holmes operated Theranos